other Jews to take care of whatever is happening there. We don't really know. And you can imagine me feeling that most diaspora Jews don't actually care about me, myself, or my family environment. I said to myself, they don't care about me, I don't really care about them. And that was my state of mind for around 18 years. And around the age of 17 came along an amazing opportunity. So I heard about this Shnat Shehut, year of service, that you do abroad. You do it in a Jewish community. You come, you talk about Israel, you teach some stuff, you blend into the community, but the main thing you do is to talk about Israel. And let other people experience what Israel is like for you. At the time, I really had a sense that I want to contribute. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I really wanted to. And I had to channel it some way. I thought to myself, I think I can present my Israel pretty well. I know nothing about Judaism or diaspora Jews. And it's New York. Why not try it out? Why not go? Try it out the experience. And so through a very long filtering process, I got to get to New York and come into the Jewish community. And from the second I came into the Jewish community, people have told that to us before we came. They said that you are going to be impacted almost as much, if not more, than you're going to impact. And the second I came to the community and started to blend in, I understood that this is far from being true. It's 101% true. I've been working in countless institutions, from Reform, Conservative, Orthodox, a little bit more than Orthodox communities, and I've got to really experience the spectrum of Judaism that I didn't even know existed. I got to talk to actual diaspora Jews that actually care about Israel, and hear the reasons to why they care about Israel. And I thought that I'm an educated man when it comes to Judaism before I came. Now I consider myself bubble bursted. I think that now I understand that I knew nothing back then, and there is so much more to learn. Just a few of the things I learned is that, first of all, the Judaism I know is just one part of the whole spectrum, and between Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox, there might be actually a part of Judaism that I can relate to. And another thing I learned is that if you don't have a sense of, you don't find any connection to Judaism, this is not a true fact. You can always find a connection. It's about finding your path to it, which is something I never thought about. I mean, I'm doing a bar mitzvah right now, and I was totally against the idea when I was 13. Also, I prayed out of choice. I did a seder, a 5-hour seder. A 5-hour seder. So much in 5 hours. But I've never, and I did it out of choice, and it was interesting, and it was fun, and I think I gained a lot from it. And speaking about the diaspora Jews aspect, my conclusion in that again, diaspora Jews actually do care about Israel for many different reasons. What I picked up was the main reason is that Jews never had, in modern times, a home. Never had. Something went wrong somewhere. In the good situation, another country would accept them. In the bad situation, they were left to cope with their own bad situation. Israel has changed that. Contribution of diaspora Jews, as I heard, the main factor is that if something goes wrong, they always have a safe home where they'll be accepted, and they know that they can start their life or redo their life there safely. Which is, I think, should be a right in modern times for anybody. Getting back to my question. So again, I ask myself, is what does the thing that happened in Ekev, the idea of Am Yisrael leaving God aside, and then bad things happening, leaving the one they depended on, the one that led them on to their promised land, aside, would that result in bad things? Is that a good analogy to what's happening in Israel? Is Eretz Israel leaving aside the diaspora Jews who has contributed so much to its development and still do, aside? And then if they do, what's next? What will happen? In the parasha we know for certain from what Moses said that if they leave God aside, bad things will happen. What happens next if it does happen in Israel and the state of Israel does fade away? Well, first of all, I think that the state of Israel, unfortunately, does fade away from the diaspora Jews for a few reasons. First of all, take my story as example. I'm one of many, you saw yesterday in the presentation, of many secular Jews that have no idea, nothing about either the diaspora Jews or Judaism. It's one thing not to know about the diaspora Jews that contribute so much, but not understanding that there might be a chance of connection, a deeper connection through Judaism, your religion, to other people that might not be in your country, I think that's a huge mishap. Because the same way that the diaspora Jews can find many ways to relate to Judaism, Israeli Jews might find the same ways to relate to Judaism. If they both relate in the same ways to Judaism, they might connect better. Another factor that directly shows the fading away of the state of Israel is government decisions, the past government decisions, both about the Western Wall and the conversion law, which basically said, we know Judaism, we know what it is, we don't want to do anything with your whatever it is, and that's it. You can either come our way and be like us, or do your own thing there. We don't really care. Now, that's a pretty pessimistic Dvar up until now. Although I think Israel is fading away, I think that through programs like we do, through programs of summer schools, through programs like Jephthah, through programs of bridging the gap, I think that there is a great chance of actually bridging the gap and stopping this fading away. Because what happens if the fading away actually completes? Does bad things happen? Does bad things happen only to Israel? Does bad things happen also to the diaspora Jews? Do we want to find out? I don't think so. So throughout the year, my job was to bridging the gap. I think that when I'm going to come back to Israel, it's going to be an even greater job. And I think from now on, my job is to figure out how I'm going to present the amazing community here that cares so much about my country in Israel. Thank you very much for having my bar mitzvah.
Wow. Goya.
Next year in Jerusalem. I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ido.
Thank you very much.